It was a rainy morning at Buckingham Palace when the unthinkable happened. The Queen's Guard stood in their usual rigid formation, motionless, disciplined, unwavering. But then, out of nowhere, a rogue car broke past security, tires screeching as it sped toward the palace gates. The guards didn't flinch. They weren't allowed to react unless commanded, except for one. An older guardsman, his hat barely concealing a face carved by time and wisdom, stepped forward. In an instant, he moved with the precision of a man who had lived through 1,000 standoffs. With a single hand, he stopped the car in its tracks, not with force, but with an intense, steely glare. The driver, wide-eyed and trembling, slammed the brakes just inches before catastrophe. As palace security swarmed in, whispers rippled through the ranks, because that guard was Clint Eastwood. It all began with an unexpected letter from the British government, a personal invitation, a challenge. At 95, Clint Eastwood had conquered Hollywood, a legend, a storyteller, a symbol of resilience. Yet, when asked in an interview about regrets, he had simply said, "I wish I had served in a different way, something real, something bigger than me." And so, when the royal family extended an honorary offer to join the Queen's Guard for 1 year, he didn't laugh it off. He didn't see it as a joke. He saw it as one last stand. His friends thought he was crazy. "You're almost a century old, Clint. You got nothing to prove, man. You really think you can stand in the cold for hours like those guys?" But Clint had faced long, cold nights before. In war, in Hollywood, in life. So he accepted, not for glory, not for attention, but because when you stop challenging yourself, you start dying. The training was brutal, hours of standing still. Absolute discipline. The other guards were half his age. Young men with military backgrounds. Some respected him, others thought he was a joke. Until one bitter morning when a superior officer, known for breaking recruits, tested Clint with the ultimate humiliation. "Eastwood, if you so much as blink, you're out." The officer stepped close. Too close. He whispered insults, yelled in his ear, mocked his age. Clint didn't flinch. Then the officer slapped his hat off. The courtyard went silent. Everyone expected Clint to snap, to break formation, to throw a punch. Instead, he stared straight ahead, unshaken, unmovable, stronger than any of them. When the drill ended, younger guards swarmed him. "How did you not react?" Clint smirked. "Son, I've stared down men with guns. A slap ain't gonna move me." That was the moment he became one of them. But being a royal guard wasn't just about standing still. It was about standing for something. One day during public duty, a little boy in a wheelchair stared at Clint with wide, adoring eyes. His mother whispered, "That's Clint Eastwood. His movies kept my son inspired through his illness." The boy raised a shaky hand in salute. And then, against every rule, Clint did the impossible. He winked. It was a small break in protocol, but it meant the world to that child. Months passed. The world watched in awe. A Hollywood legend, now standing for something greater than fame. And then came that day, the speeding car at the palace gates. Clint's sharp instincts and fearless presence saved lives without lifting a single hand. The British government honored him. The Queen herself expressed gratitude. But when asked about his greatest moment in the Royal Guard, Clint simply said, "It wasn't stopping a car. It was winking at a kid who needed it." And with that, Clint Eastwood, actor, director, legend, became something even greater. A symbol of resilience. A man who never stopped standing for something.